Hey, bud. So today I want to just talk about kind of the current market conditions going on, and then get everyone prepared moving forward, and then kind of go over some basic documents you'll need for pre-approval and just to be ready at all times. Obviously, now we are in a rising rate scenario. What that means is that you're going to lower your purchase power as these prices are staying high and the rates are raising. What you can afford monthly is obviously now going to be lower. Now, why aren't these prices dropping fast as high as the rates are going? Right now, we are still in a low inventory phase. And, one thing that's also playing into that now is people that have previously refinanced at those historically low rates, they have no need now to get out of that contract. They're not going to put their house on the market. So there's not going to be as many houses coming up for sale. Another thing that's going to play into this is that cost to build new homes have risen, and that's going to slow new home builds even more. And all of this is now causing a bit of a stalemate in terms of pricing. So you will see certain houses start to drop their prices a little quicker as the longer they stay on the market, but kind of in a macro sense, the high price of homes is still there. But so next, what I want to talk about is staying prepared. In this environment, things can happen very quickly, and what you want to do is be ready at all times. In order to do that, you need to get pre-approved, and I'm going to, like I said earlier, I'm going to go over some of the documents needed for that. The next thing you want to do is you want to stay informed on what rates are. You can do a quick Google search. You can set an alert on your phone. Something easy like that to just get quick updates to what current mortgage rates are. If you want to go a little deeper, you could stay informed on the 10-year Treasury note. Now that's not that's not a foolproof way to follow it, but it could be a good indicator of where rates will go as that moves up and down. The next thing you want to do is you got to continue searching and analyzing properties. I probably looked at 100 to 150 different properties. Put them in my spreadsheet, work the numbers, see what would work for us. You want to continue to do that, just so that if something pops up, you have your pre-approval, what the rates are, you did all your research, and you're ready to go. After that, if you're struggling to find anything on the MLS or Zillow, which most people will be doing, you're going to want to look for off-market deals. Now, what I mean by that is a common term in kind of real estate investors circles is driving for dollars, and it's literally what it says. You're driving around your neighborhood, driving around a neighborhood, making notes of any house that maybe looks a little distressed, could use an uplift. What I would do in the South Philly area is when we were watching dogs, taking them for a walk just around the neighborhood, notice a house, maybe it needs a facelift, maybe looks like it could use some work, make a note of it, come back, put it in my spreadsheet, run through the numbers, give some hypotheticals, just anything I could to make sure that I was staying on top of it so that when something did come up, we were ready to go. Now, some basic income docs that you want to have prepared as you're getting ready to get pre-approved are you're going to want your last two pay stubs. This should be pretty easy to find from online portals, or ask your HR, or however you get your pay stubs. The next thing you're going to want is your prior 2 years of your W-2s. Now, when you're filing taxes, that your company sends you your W-2s. If you don't have them, you can go to your HR department or accounting, or whoever at your company, ask for them in advance. Make sure that you have them available. On top of that, what you're going to want to make sure that you have is your prior 2 years of your tax returns. Now, however you file your taxes, if you don't have them on you, see who you filed them with. Try to go get copies of them. Next, for the basic asset documents that you'll want is your last 2 months of your bank statements. Now, that could be your checking or your savings, but in particular, it's going to want to be the bank account where your funds are coming from for your down payment plus your closing costs. On top of that, if you are using any retirement account, a 401k, an IRA, anything like that, you're going to want a document of that, of what that balance is. But most importantly, you're going to want to know what your vesting balance is. Now, what that is basically how much of the funds you have access to. Now, on top of that, some accounts have a document that evenly states how much you have access to. That could be different than your vested balance. So you're going to want to look through that to make sure that you have that as well. Another thing I want to go over, which is a very common asset right now that people are using, are gift funds, and what you're going to want to have that ready. So first, you need to know who is sending the funds. You're really going to want it to be a immediate family member. That's going to be the easiest way to go through underwriting and have everything be smooth. The next thing you want to know is how much they are sending. If you get into a situation where it's like kind of back and forth, you're under contract and it's like, well, we're going to wait to see, what the final number is, that's just going to slow down the underwriting process, and it can make everything a little dicey when it gets time to settlement. So you want to know ahead of time a set number of how much that gift is going to be. Now, similar to your asset documents, you're going to want 2 months of bank statements from the account where those funds are coming from. So after you have all that, your lender should be able to give you, kind of like they'll have a pre-made gift letter form. And what's going to be on that is kind of what we just went over. It's going to be who's sending the money, how much is it, and what bank account it is coming from. So if you stay on top of these last couple of slides and you get pre-approved and you stay on top of your searching and you keep doing your analysis, you'll be ready to go once you find that property that is going to be perfect for you guys. And lastly, a brief update on where me and Megan are. We are under contract and we have the appraisal is in at value. So we will be closing in the next couple weeks. My next video, I'll be talking about that a lot more. But thanks for checking this out, guys.